Good morning. You're watching Much Ado About Something, and I'm Donna. It was a beautiful fall day. This is day 12 of Vlogtober for me. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been around for a while, welcome back. I appreciate you. I'm glad you tuned into my channel. Well, this morning I had to run to Walmart. I had to get a few things. I thought I'd just do a small Walmart haul for you. Basil and patchouli are getting bigger, so I had to get them a new litter box. I usually get covered litter boxes, but I got this pan this time, and what I'm going to do is let Donald build a cover for it that's heavier that Madeline can't tip over. And then, of course, I had to get one of these to clean the litter box. I got one of these hooks. I do crochet, and I have a throw over here that I have to fix. So I picked that up. I have plenty of crochet hooks. It's just, I just wanted one handy that I could put in the drawer for when I needed it for things like that. I got Shore Gel because, you know, I'm doing a lot of putting up and a lot of jellies and things right now. This was the last pack they had, and I don't know that I really need it, but I got it just in case because they didn't have a lot of it. And I got this Country Peach Passion Tea. You know, I love this peach tea. It's one of my favorites, and I actually buy most of my peach tea from South Carolina, but I just picked this up because it was on sale and I needed it. You know, I drink a lot of tea in the winter, a lot of hot tea, and so I picked that up. They had this on clearance. Check your clearance prices. This was only $3.50, and I needed to pick up some sunscreen, so I'd have that on hand, and I got that on clearance. And you know, sunscreen lasts for a long time. And I don't stop wearing sunscreen just because it's winter. I'm out in the garden a lot. I'm outside a lot. And I go ahead and put my sunscreen on my face and neck and hands and arms because, you know, it protects you. I got Madeline a few of these sippy cups. I got her 4. You know, she has autism, so she has behaviors. And one of her behaviors is she throws things. So even though she's 10, we do give her covered sippy cups so that, you know, she's not throwing drink all over the house. And I got these kids these sweet little cupcakes. They'll be their treat for today. It's Friday, and so I always try to have them a treat. I usually make the cupcakes, but today I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I have a lot going on. I have a lot that I have to get done, and so I had to slow myself down and just remember how you eat an elephant. We eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? So I just had to kind of center in all of my responsibilities and all of my things that I wanted to get done and all the things that needed to get done for others. And I had to just slow down and prioritize. So I had to run to Walmart this morning and get this. Mainly, I went for this litter pan, and because these cats are getting bigger, and I needed a bigger litter box for them, so I got that. Picked up these few things, and now I'm going to go in here in the kitchen and get started on today's meals. Now, I sometimes do get overwhelmed at this time of the year because of all the extra preservation of food that's going on. You know, I do a lot of canning. I preserve the things that we grow here on our small little micro farm, I call it. You know, 1/4 of an acre in the city. Donald and I grow what we can. We've got 2 small gardens over here in the back, and then we've got a perennial herb garden in the front, and then a lot of flowers and other things that's growing out there in the front yard. So we grow a lot, and I try to preserve as much as that as I can. And then also, like, it's apple season and pumpkin season and squash season, and so, you know, I can preserve a lot of that. So preservation of our food, it kind of, you know, you have to do it when you have it. Your produce won't wait. And like the apples, we know we went to the orchard and we got apples, and we have plenty of apples, and we have crab apples and all those wonderful things. And I make wonderful things from them. The cider, the vinegar, you know, freezing apples and just cooking them every day. It's just a lot going on, and so I have to manage that, and that's what I've been doing today. Now today for dinner, this evening, I'm going to make chili beans. I've got my pot here. I'm going to put some, I'll be putting bacon grease or baking drippings, whatever you want to call them. But this is the grease from bacon. And I'll be putting a good amount of that in here because that'll be what I use to season my beans. I'm going to make chili beans today. And so I've got my pot on. I'm going to cut this on and let it be heating up. I'm going to go ahead and chop up an onion so I can put it in this grease. It's like everybody has their own chili bean recipe, isn't it? And boy, is this the time of the year to be eating the chili beans. It really is. They're delicious, economical, so many things you can do with them. I have my compost bowl here, so I'm just going to trim my onion up. I normally save these onions and I boil them and I make a soup out of them, a broth. But today I've got a lot going on, so I'm just going to go ahead and put these in the compost. I'll cut off anything that's not good on this onion. And I'm going to go ahead and get this onion chopped up and put in my hot seasoning I've got in my pan over here. Now Donald and I eat meat. We're carnivores. We love the protein, and we've actually had doctors to tell us that there is protein in meats that you cannot get through vegetables. And so we've had health issues, and we needed the meat proteins. And so Donald and I, we eat meat, and we use as much of it as we can. And we use our seasoning, our bacon, our side meat that we have our pig killed, every year. We use that seasoning and that side meat to season many of our dishes. Every cell in your body needs healthy fat. And if you research it, animal fat can be a very healthy fat. Butter, the natural occurring fats. And so that's the reason we use our bacon grease in a lot of the things in our seasoning. Not to mention that that's how we grew up, both Donald and myself. I'm an Appalachian. We grew up in the Appalachians, and that was what we used. Very rarely did we use any kind of oil to season anything. It was usually always bacon, side meat, fatback grease, and that's what we seasoned with. And if any good cook knows that that's excellent seasoning. We do have vegetarian friends and even vegan friends. So I do know how to make some mean vegetarian dishes, but we are not vegetarians ourselves. We sometimes will just eat a vegetarian meal or a vegan meal because we've got some wonderful dishes of those. All right, I've got my onions cut up. Got them in the bowl. In the hot pot here. And I've got a chopped up pepper. You remember I froze my bell peppers, so I just got a bag of these out and unthawed them. So I'm just going to throw them right in there with my onions and my seasoning. And I'm going to cook those onions until they're clear. And we'll cook those peppers right in there with them. Now normally I use home canned tomatoes in my chili beans, but today I'm not going to do that. I've got these little tomatoes that I want to go ahead and eat up. Go ahead and use them up. I don't want them to go bad on me. So I'm just going to cut these in half. And that'll be my tomatoes that's in my chili beans today. And I'm also going to add 1 can of Walmart's Great Value diced tomatoes in. I don't want these little tomatoes to go bad on me, to perish before I can use them, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut them up. They'll be just fine in this chili. Okay, I've got the tomatoes all diced up, and I just went ahead and added the can of tomatoes. Go ahead and let these cook a little more before I add the tomatoes. Now we picked these beans up when we went to the orchard. He grows beans there. These are pinto beans and these are just white beans. And I'm going to mix the two today. I'm going to use about half of these pintos in this whole bag of white beans. And I'm going to put them in this colander and wash them. While I've washed some potatoes up this morning, I'm going to throw these in the oven and we're going to have them for lunch. And look, one of my potatoes loves me. It's a heart. Isn't that sweet? Well, I've already got these washed up, so I'm going to throw them in the oven. You know you don't need aluminum foil to bake potatoes, right? And because I don't like to throw away and I don't like to waste, I just throw mine right in the oven. And you'll be surprised that they'll cook just as good as if you wrapped them in aluminum foil. That skin really holds in the moisture. I put mine on a pizza stone. My pizza stone stays in there all the time. And because it stays on a pizza stone, that's how they cook. Now I'm just going to go through these. I've gone through these a lot. I've showed how to make soup beans on my channel. And so this will just be basically what I'm doing. What I'm doing here is just looking for any kind of like little rock or anything that doesn't belong. These beans are pretty clean when I get them from him. And then here's the white beans. And I'm just going to go ahead and fix the whole bag of white beans. And I'm going to wash these really well. There's an example of something that might be in your bean that you wouldn't want. And that just comes because these are a farmed product. So my beans are good and clean. A lot of people soak their beans. I don't soak my beans. I just go ahead and cook them like this. I just cook them anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. I'm going to be at home today. It's a cool day, so it's a great day to just go ahead and put on a pot of chili beans and let them simmer for most of the day. I've got my onions. They've cooked kind of clear, not as much as I usually like them, but I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes. I'm going to add a little salt. Because this is whole food here, that's a whole fresh onion or, and green peppers that was chopped up from the garden. And these are fresh tomatoes. They can have a little more salt because nothing is salted in here. I'm going to go ahead and add these beans. This is going to make quite a big pot of chili. Now I'm adding 2 of these pictures of water because these are dry beans in here. Sometimes I add chicken broth, but today I'm just going to add water. I'm going to let these come to a boil and I'm going to let them simmer for about 4 to 6 hours today until they're done. Now Donald's going to want some cornbread with his chili beans because that's just the way it is. It's the way it's been for 40 years. If I make beans, I better have some cornbread. But I think I'm going to make some biscuits today because I've been cooking all these apples. I've been stewing them. They have been delicious and I have been enjoying them. And I love them over a biscuit. And I have yet to fix a pan of biscuits. So I think I'm going to fix some biscuits today so that I can eat those apples over those biscuits. Now I have videos on how to make cornbread and how to make apples. Make biscuits. I have an Appalachian biscuit video, how to make authentic Appalachian cat head biscuits. I have a video on that. That's a good video if you want to know how I make my biscuits. And I also have one on how to make cornbread, Appalachian cornbread. So if you want to know how I do that, check out any one of those 2 videos and even the soup bean video, and it'll help you. It'll give you step-by-step instructions on what I'm doing here today. Today I'm just throwing together these chili beans so we can have them for dinner this evening, and I'm going to make cornbread and biscuits. Cornbread for Donald and his chili beans, and biscuits for me so that I can eat them, my cooked apples over them today. So that's what will be going on today in the food department. Well, David made it back. They brought me lunch. They brought me Chick-fil-A today. They brought me, what did you bring me, David?
Waffle fries.
Waffle fries, a chicken sandwich, and a milkshake. It was.
They don't have milkshakes.
It was so good.
They don't have milkshakes.
Well, I've sat down for a minute and I'm going to repair this little Afghan that I've got here. A friend actually made this for me.
They only just have
And some of it's coming apart, so I'm going to take this hook and just repair it. It's doing that in a few places, so I want to make sure that no holes get in this, and that's what I'm going to be doing right here.
Oh.
Going to get the blanket fixed.
Poo-poo.
Hey, are you cuddling with the blanket?
No. I'm in the pool.
Oh, it's a pool of blankets?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the pool. Just pretend this is water. Just pretend your shirt is blue when you're in the water.
Okay. Our blanket is water?
But it's not a blanket pool. It's a pool.
Full of water.
It's a little water, but we can get out because this is a full of water.
Oh, that's a fun game.
They should.
I see your cupcakes on your teeth.
Yeah. Stop it.
Did you eat lunch?
No.
What did you eat for lunch?
Dinner. Not the one at our house. The one that we saw.
Where did you see them at?
Right next to our house.
Oh.
That was different.
Yeah.
And it was red and green.
And it was red and green, and what color was it changing to?
Red.
Red?
Yes.
Oh, that's because it's fall.
Yeah.
And fall.
It's fall now.
Mm-hmm. And when it's fall, that's what happens. The trees start changing colors.
Yeah, on the fight.
So you saw one turn red, and what was the other color?
Orange.
Orange. Oh, orange is beautiful.
Yeah, and it was golden.
And gold? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You like fall?
Yeah. Not afraid.
Grammy likes fall. It's a wonderful time of the year.
I like Falls Day too.
I know. You love Bumpy the pumpkin?
Yeah.
And the trees that's changing colors?
Yeah. Oh.
And cozy blankets?
Yeah.
Are you going to take a rest?
Yeah. You won 3 times. No, I won 1 time. Where they make it here, or here. Oh, I made it to Hulk. But where's Spidey on here, Eli? I don't think he's in there. No, I don't think he's on here. The Hulk is on here, and Iron Man is on here, and what's this guy? Captain America. Captain America?
Well, the chili beans are done. I'm going to go ahead and dip out a plate. I did add some ground chicken to it. Got the cornbread done. Donald will be happy with that. He's running late tonight. And I got the biscuits done. You can see these are big biscuits. These are the cat head biscuits. David's already having him one with apples, cooked apples. The cooked apples are right over here. So we got supper made. I think I'll go ahead and put some cornbread on the bottom of my chili. Alrighty, it winds the evening up and my day up. Thank you for joining me today on Vlogtober, day 12. I hope you have a good night, and I hope you enjoy your dinner. Thank you for joining me today, and like always, until next time.